This video is titled, Kids Are Leeches, Esoteric Leeches. Now, you can tell I'm a parent. Get a parent because I'm a parent. You can tell I'm a parent because I love my children. And every parent that's about to trash talk their kids starts off with, I love my kids. Now, that is a riddle within itself, because to love your kids is to love the idea of someone, a youthful soul that keeps you young, revitalized. You love the aesthetics. You love the plain dress up and things like that. But to really love your kids is to convict your kids, because when you're learning something, you have to find a way to connect to it. And sometimes, if you don't like the subject that you're learning, you set the conviction that you're having the meaning and reasoning for learning it, that it can suit you in the long term. As is for kids, there are spiritual and esoteric teachers. So right now, I'm going through an experience, playing out an example, if related to astrology. This ain't an astrology video, but Jupiter in Gemini, opposing wherever you have Sagittarius in your chart. I have actually Jupiter in Sagittarius, so it's a direct opposition, and Jupiter is in detriment. So you may think you're learning some meaning and reasoning, but it might just be gossip, what I'm giving right now, as we're going through it. Because it ain't nothing big. Children drain that spark. I ain't gonna lie, they drain that spark. Because that's another thing I learned about being in the military, is that you got your friends, your party friends that you can hang out with, and then you have your that are babysitters. You got friends that have babysitters, they help you out, they take care of you, all that. Not right now. So we're finding the magic in the mundane, the romance, and that spark. And that's what children are here. Another lesson that they're here to teach you is finding the spark, but not pointing the finger at them. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to assist you in being more creative. And I saw this spiritual tip the other day about masking. And you can change the mask of how someone appears to you, so that you manifest the attributes of them that you like. That if you don't like someone, just put a different mask on them, type of energy. And that's really all summed up, this breakfast with Jalen Esoteric Teaching. You hear my baby back there? Just making all the noise. But other than that, that's just how the alignments are playing out. Especially lately with the Sun, Cancer, Moon, and Leo. I know you might hear some people talking about that as far as expressing, a strong emotion about your creative needs. Shout out to Saint Uno. We're not there. We're not in Leo season yet. We're about to be in either the second decan, which is ruled by Pluto, where deep transformations, I've led into this new moon, and where we're going to the third decan of Neptune, of the two-sidedness, or the delusion. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to get on here, chop it up with y'all with that quick spiritual tip about how children, about another lesson of that kids are teaching us. Some regular schmegular casual shit. And just while I'm on the breakdown, I'm just in a healthy place, in a healed place right now, with as far as esoteric knowledge and magic street, because everything is coming down to that at this point. Another tip: you ever thought of how anxiety attacks are actual attacks? Well, you might have an anxiety, and you might try to ignore it and put it off with another anxiety, and those two anxieties get to going to war. But when they realize that they're both toxic, two negatives ain't gonna do what they're supposed to do, two positives ain't gonna do, cut the polarities, then it just morphs into one big ball of anxiety. that you're trying to cut into smaller pieces of anxiety to organize, and those pieces are just like shrapnel in all the areas of your life of worry and anxiety. And then you just got that clusterfuck. So that's crazy. Just don't be having too much of an anxiety attack. Be in the present moment and stop trying to blend the future with the past, especially an anxiety attack dealing with the future and the past, merging the past with the future, or putting a past worry into the future. Projecting that into the future, how that's going to come back and bite you in the ass later from the past, but not in the present. What? That's crazy to me. So that's it. Peace. And one more point to make. Back to masking. When you change the mask of your kids, you're adjusting with them because they are already changing the mask of you. You're not just someone that rocks them back to sleep and gives them milk as they progress and their needs progress, right? So they internally change the mask of you. And it's society and the societal norms that make you believe that to change someone, you don't start with yourself. You don't change the mask of yourself and what you attract. You don't change in the healthy way that you love this person as this person is an extension of you. No, this is someone separate from you. And you have to use lower natured, elements and tactics to change or force to change this person instead of the momentum and the ebbs and flows of the energy. And when I was talking about that spark, I don't know if I mean like that romantic spark. And it's more to relationships than just the romantic spark in general. But it's a key spark, or to say it's a key incentive or a key milestone obstacle to get past, because you don't know how much you're bonding with the individual until you have a spark in the rain that you have to keep the spark alive. Like the rain is beautiful, it's loving, it's nourishing to the earth, but it's going to be out of balance if you just got earth and water. You know what I'm saying? Left brain logic and a passionate or a deep emotion and rivers that going everywhere, but you don't got no fire to keep you warm, or you don't have the God like energy, as humans generating that charisma, that fluid, that hot water is what fire is. Hot water, and water is cold fire. So that's what I'm talking about with that romantic spark. Just like getting out and be able to do shit nowadays. And that goes back to another point that I had to make. Because the shadow government wants feminists to, have other ways of saying we don't need men, and red pills of saying another way that we just don't want women. Shout out to Archangel Uriel. Like I said, there are many teachers out there. I'm just a student. And then the shadow government has people going through those spells, so you have all these single moms, so they don't really have to cultivate a spark romantically. You know what I'm saying? They go out and catch someone else's spark, and then that's why it doesn't really last that long. And some single men are leeching onto that. Men just take the opportunity, and it's just an easy pickings because the woman has to find somebody to be that cup to hold space for them to go out and, get their bells rocked type energy. And the kids already have their own mask of their mother. They've went through all the different masks, and it's easy for, as they get older, for that man, if he's in their life, to hold that mask for them longer, and for them to hold that for him longer, or them at least have that initial superficial mask where it isn't too intimate, where not too many energies are rubbing the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? They'll be in the selfish energy of the individual, the ego of the child during that point for that minute. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to bring it back to. Shadow government is trying to do population control, but they got all these single mothers going around right here with this energy. But they're not creating space. But COVID created that space. Peace.